Time to start taking the MLS seriously. That's what this video is titled. It is a couple of years old, but it is a video that's piqued my interest. And with the Premier League coming to a halt literally today, as I'm recording this, it's the last game of the year. We've just got the FA Cup and the Champions League to go. I do need some football to fill my life, you know. I need football in my life. So I am going to start watching some MLS alongside the MLB. That is my plan. So we're going to learn a bit about why we need to start taking it seriously. I don't not take it seriously, but I also don't pay much interest in previous years. If I'm being honest, just because I'm spoiled, right? I'm from Manchester. I have the best, I was going to say the best team in Manchester United, but we're not the best team. But you know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. I don't want to be offensive here. If I'm going to choose an MLS team, by the way, I'm probably going to go with DC United just because Wayne Rooney's coach there. And I love Wayne Rooney. He's one of my all-time favorite players. Let's dive into this video. Do subscribe if you're new around here. Let's get it. Let's start taking the MLS seriously.
As Major League Soccer gears up for the start of the 2022 season, there is notable change in the air. Now into its 27th edition, the number of aging stars heading to North America is on the decline, and in their place, a crop of exciting American and Canadian talent is emerging from within. During his State of the League address back in December, the MLS Commissioner, Don Garber, even dismissed the notion it was a retirement league, adding that it was creating more value for its players than ever before. The recent transfer market activity supports Garber's claim, and with the World Cup set to hit North America in 2026, these are special times for soccer across the pond. Now is the moment for the MLS to cement its place among football's world order. But how did a certain David Beckham help transform the Major League's fortunes? What are the numbers behind its monumental rise? And how has it managed to replace its image as a graveyard for old pros with some of the brightest talent in the game? For our latest Euro Football Daily Explained, we're heading
because that is like a lot of people's view in Europe, that it was like a retirement league. You go and get a nice pay, you go and live somewhere nice. You know, America seems a nice place to live, to see out the end of your career. Now people are going to like the Middle East and stuff, and it does seem like the MLS is kind of moving away from that, and it is for the best. I think that if you want to improve as a league, you can't have that stereotype, really. You need to get rid of that.
Find out. It was seminal and it was a hurricane, and nothing
what a guy
for the hurricane that is David Beckham. Those are the words of Alexi Lalas, the former president and general manager of LA Galaxy, who in 2007 stunned the global football community by bringing golden balls to California. The former England captain was only 31, had just finished playing for Real Madrid, and was one of the most recognisable faces on the planet. Needless to say, his arrival would change the MLS forever. Straight away, Galaxy netted a record-breaking 5-year shirt deal worth $20 million with Herbalife Nutrition, and saw their season ticket sales swell to 11,000. Then, even before his formal introduction, it was announced Galaxy had sold 250,000 shirts featuring Beckham's name. If you hadn't heard of the MLS before, you certainly did now. The powers behind the division realised that this was their moment. Tim Lewicki, owner of 5 of the 12 franchises at the time, declared they had to stop treading water, saying we're either a dog in the middle of a lake doing the paddle to survive, or we're going to
Wait, sorry. This guy owns 5 MLS teams. That's allowed. Don't know about that. That's got to be a conflict of interest, unless I've misunderstood this. Also, David Beckham has his own team in the MLS now, did he? Inter Miami. That would be kind of another choice, but Beckham is a United legend, but Wayne Rooney's different, man. Like Wayne Rooney, I saw him play a lot with my own eyes, and I love Wayne Rooney.
Shake this off, think big, and change the league forever. Put short, if soccer was ever going to crack America, this was their chance. One of the first major changes Beckham inspired was the adjustment to the salary cap that had previously held back any excessive spending in the cash-strapped division. In order to pay the former United star his $6.5 million annual salary, a designated player rule was introduced which gave 3 players per side an exemption to the cap. The Beckham rule, as it would later be known, ushered in a wave of big names into the US, starting with Denilson and Claudio Reyna, and by 2011 the likes of Thierry Henry and Rafael Marquez had joined the party. The Galaxy alone fielded a side featuring Beckham, Landon Donovan and Robbie Keane, which according to Tim Lewicki set the standard going forward. That
famous
changed
celebration
and showed us what we could
be.
But the salary cap had existed for a reason. Not everyone welcomed Becks with open arms, and shortly after the designated player rule came into effect, Don Garber warned of the ghost of the NASL that accompanied his arrival. A predecessor to the MLS, in 1986 the North American Soccer League collapsed in dramatic style after a wave of overspending on outdated South American and European stars crashed the division's economy. Pele's arrival at the New York Cosmos in the late 70s had triggered the failed arms race, and concerns existed that the Beckham effect could cause history to repeat itself. Only 3 years earlier, in 2004, 2004, the Miami Fusion franchise had collapsed, with the MLS deep in $250 million worth of debt, so there were legitimate concerns. However, the appetite for soccer in the 21st century America was far greater than the world Pelé discovered. Football had continued its growth as a global and commercial phenomenon, while the evolution of social media and the broadcasting landscape created an environment where the MLS could exist comfortably alongside competitors like the NBA and MLB. By 2012, an ESPN survey discovered soccer was the second most watched sport in America among 12 to 24-year-olds. And by 2014, Fox, ESPN, and Univision had agreed to pay $90 million per year for domestic broadcasting rights. That deal will expire in 2022, and according to CNBC, any future contract could be valued between $200 to $300 million per season. Thanks in part to an Englishman, soccer was finally able to live the
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome.
American dream. Major League Soccer is here to stay, and the numbers point to a division that has only got stronger in the post-Beckham era. For a start, fans haven't faded from the stadiums. In the 12 years following Beckham's arrival, average attendances have jumped 40% to a peak of 21,000, a rate that has only continued to grow despite the impact of the pandemic. There have been some significant milestones too, such as when Atlanta FC packed out the Mercedes-Benz Stadium to the tune of 72,548 people back in August 2018. It was a division record that only today has come under threat, after Charlotte FC revealed they're on course to sell 74,000 tickets for their debut home match against LA Galaxy in March. TV ratings have also shown strong audience retention. New York City's victory over Portland Timbers in the latest MLS Cup final drew a peak of 1.6 million viewers on ABC, almost double what the 2019 Showpiece event pulled in. And a Thanksgiving clash between the Timbers and Colorado Rapids drew 1.8 million viewers, the most for an MLS match since a 14-year-old Freddie Adu made his debut for DC United back in 2004. But it's not just the major events that are drawing attention. On average, viewership improved 18.5% last season to around 276,000 people per match, while it's predicted that the MLS is now shown in 190 territories worldwide. And media interest in North American football is only set to increase with the expansion of the League's Cup. Currently contested between 8 sides from Mexico's Liga MX and the MLS, in 2023 all 47 teams from the 2 respective divisions will compete in the month-long competition. With Canada, USA and Mexico all set to host the 2026 World Cup, it's hoped the new format will drum up more North American interest in soccer than ever before.
I've never heard of this cup. That's a cool idea. Very cool idea. I like it. I'm really excited for this 2026 World Cup as well. You guys could do very well there. You could do very well.
The MLS is also continuing its expansion. Charlotte FC will officially become its 28th franchise this season, while in 2023 that number will rise again once St. Louis City FC are launched. More teams like a Las Vegas franchise could follow, but getting involved in the MLS is no longer a cheap venture. It cost Toronto FC just $10 million to join the division in 2007. Yet by 2015, New York City FC were being charged $100 million. That number doubled for St. Louis City, while Charlotte FC were billed a massive $325 million to enter the game. That might seem like a lot, but the successful growth of the division has made it a price worth paying. In 2021, Sportsco estimated that the average MLS franchise was worth $550 million, and improving in value by 30% year on year. LAFC lead the way with a valuation of $860 million. Closely followed by Atlanta FC and LA Galaxy. It's even been estimated that the average MLS club is worth more than every Premier League team outside the traditional Big Six. Entering Major League Soccer has become lucrative business, while the lack of relegation means their investments are secure, and there aren't any signs the league is going to stop improving anytime soon. For all its success, one stereotype the Major League has struggled to shift is that it's a final destination for aging stars in their twilight years. The likes of Gerrard, Pirlo and Drogba all finished their careers in the States, but this trend is slowly being reversed. In his State of the League address, Don Garber declared their Buyers League image was balancing out, adding, "We're reaching the point we're able to create value for the players that we're investing in, the facilities that are training them, and becoming a league that's involved and engaged in the international marketplace, no different to any other league." This process started as early as 2008 with the introduction of the homegrown player rule, which allowed MLS teams to sign players directly from their academies without an allocation process. And homegrown stars will also benefit from the launch of the MLS Next Pro this season, a developmental league designed to boost competition among their youth squads and create a stronger pathway to the seniors.
Nice.
But for more information on how North America is producing so much talent, check out our Explained on EFD. Have a look in the description below. Clubs have invested heavily beyond their squads too. 20 of the current franchises play in football-specific stadiums, with 9 opened in the last 5 years alone, while millions are being poured into new training facilities across the continent. Sporting Kansas City opened their $75 million facility back in 2018, only marginally more than the £50 million complex David Beckham's Inter Miami built ahead of their launch. Wages are soaring too. By 2024, the minimum an MLS player can earn will be $109,200 per year, up 55% on its current rate. And the overall salary cap will rise 36% to $11.6 million per year too. These financial...
Is that for a full team? 11.6 million a year. Yo, that's pretty low, right? That's pretty low. For a full squad, is that, or for one player?
Incentives plus the modernisation of the division is helping increase its appeal to talent.
That's got to be for one player. It's got to be for one player. Yeah, one player. I'm tripping it. It can't be. Yeah. It's saying by what for one player.
The overall salary cap will rise 36% to $11.6 million per year too. These financial incentives plus the modernisation of the division is helping increase its appeal to talent from the Americas. Atlanta's Mexican head coach Gonzalo Pineda recently discussed how young players with aspirations of playing in Europe look at the MLS with good eyes, with aspects like the multiculturalism, competitiveness, weather and professional commitments helping it close the gap on Liga MX as a place to develop. All these factors recently contributed towards a historic transfer market for the MLS. A teenage Ricardo Pepi became the most expensive American departure ever from the Major League when FC Augsburg bought him for $20 million, while Daryl DK cost West Bromwich Albion $9.5 million, and an 18-year-old Kevin Paredes set Wolfsburg back $7.4 million. With everyone hunting for the next Alphonso Davies, Major League talent now comes at a premium. And there is a clear change of strategy for incoming transfers too. While known faces like Xherdan Shaqiri and Douglas Costa have arrived, the MLS has also flexed its muscles in the hunt for the next South American star. Take Orlando City, who replaced Nani with a 21-year-old Facundo Torres from Peñarol in Uruguay. Then Atlanta would go one better, capturing Thiago Almada from Vélez Sarsfield for a Major League record $16 million. Considered one of Argentina's best young players, his signing is testament to the MLS's massive improvement and a marker for its ambitions going forward. Soccer in America has come a long way since Beckham arrived 16 years ago, but as investment grows and the quality continues to rise, you get the feeling the MLS is just getting started. So that was our look at the numbers behind the extraordinary growth behind the MLS in the past 15 years. How much respect do you think David Beckham deserves, and where do you think the MLS will go next? Let us know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, subscribe to EuroFootball Daily, and let us know what other subjects you want us to cover.
So there we have it. You guys let me know. Do you think David Beckham deserves a lot of respect? You guys will know better than me on this one. I guess it was more than just David Beckham working behind the scenes to get this done and get it improved. But I think having a face to the rebranding of it and the rebuilding of it definitely does help, right? It's got to help somewhat. And I'm excited to start watching it. Like I said, I probably am going to go for DC United. Inter Miami, you know, I'll also have like a fondness too because of David Beckham. Anyone else, I'm not really sure. You guys can let me know if you have any suggestions down below as well. I'll see you for the next one. Take it easy. Peace.